Hey guys, what is going on? It's Simple Alpaca, aka The Boy, aka Juan Don, aka your mom's favorite tech reviewer, and today we're talking about the DSi XL and pretty much how it's held up so far. Now a little bit of back history, the DSi XL came out around 2009, I think it was early 2010 when it got released, so sometime around that time, so this is about 6 to 7 years old now. Now my specific device, I've only owned it for a couple months. I did buy it used though, and the person I bought it from owned it for about 5 years. And a little side note, I actually asked the people on my Snapchat whether I should buy the DSi XL or the PSP Go, I believe, and majority said get the DSi XL, and that's what I got. So I post things like that all the time on my Snapchat. I'll put it on my screen somewhere so you can add me. It's Simple Alpaca. So like I said, the body held up pretty well. There are no scratches, no noticeable scratches. I actually like the back of the device a lot. The top is super glossy still, and there are some scratches, I'm not gonna lie, but nothing really noticeable, nothing really like crazy. All the buttons still work, and I love how like they're tactile, so when you press down it has that clicky feeling. With my DSi, just my DS Lite, it never had that, but with the DSi XL, it's actually pretty sweet that the buttons kind of click. Closing and opening the device is pretty sweet because like when you open it, it kind of like clicks into place. Over time, it has kind of like gotten a little bit more wobbly, so when you open it, it doesn't like, if you shake the device around, you can see how it kind of like moves around like the top screen. Before it would just stay in place, but now over time, it'll move around and it's not as solid as it used to be. Now turning the device on, you have the DSi safety page and whatnot, and what's pretty cool about this is that with the DSi XL, it actually has its own shop, DS shop or something like that. I think they don't support that anymore, Nintendo doesn't support it anymore, but it's still pretty sweet that it has it. But scrolling through the DSi and just the overall experience of it is pretty solid. Don't expect the cameras though to wow you in any way. The cameras are actually very bad, but I don't think anybody's gonna be walking around taking pictures with their DSi XL. So like I said, opening and closing apps, games, whatnot, it's pretty smooth. Overall it's a pretty smooth gaming system, and gaming overall is actually very solid. I'm playing New Super Mario Bros right now, but I did play like Animal Crossing and Super Mario 64 on this. They run very smooth. There's no hiccups or anything. One thing that might irk you, especially with the newer games like Super Mario 64, it would kind of help to have like an analog kind of button rather than just like regular left, right, up, down buttons. Simply because like in Super Mario 64, you're kind of like in a 3D platform, and if you're running around, you can really only go left, right, straight up. And well, I mean, you can move in other directions too, but with the analog, kind of like what the 3DS and 3DS XL have, that might suit you better. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a pretty fat device, so it's pretty thick. If you're wearing really tight pants, it's gonna stick out a lot. The overall footprint of it though is pretty similar to like a iPhone 6 Plus. It's nowhere near as thin as the iPhone 6 Plus, but the relative size of it is pretty similar. Now, the screen itself is actually kind of washed out. It's not as high definited as the 3DS XL or 3DS, but it's not that bad either. A lot of people have complained about it, but one thing I do like about the display is that because it's not the most advanced technology display, it actually doesn't suck up that much battery. Now the battery life of this DS is actually very sweet. You could go days and days without charging it simply because the display isn't as great as it is, and the battery is just huge because you have this huge device now that you can put bigger battery in. You can go days without charging it, and that's one thing I love about Nintendo's devices. Now, one disadvantage of getting the DSi XL is that there's no Gameboy Advance slot. Now, for me, that really isn't a big deal, but it might be for you. In that case, I would just get a DS Lite. Now, one advantage of getting the DSi XL would be that games for it are super cheap now, simply because it's kind of an older system, and I don't even think people make games for the DSi or DSi XL anymore. Like my console, my DSi XL, I got it for like $50, probably less than that. I mean, like I said, it's held up pretty well. I use it sometimes when I'm going on road trips. So overall, would I recommend getting the DSi XL in 2016? I would say yeah, dude, go ahead and pick one up. They're super cheap. I mean, all in all, our phones can pretty much play the same games that the DSi XL can, but if you have seen my DS Lite video that I made like a couple months ago, I said the same thing there where like our phones can do pretty much that, but I would still recommend getting a separate console to play your games rather than playing them on your iPhone or Android or whatever you prefer. I hope you guys like this video. Definitely leave a like. That'll definitely mean a ton. Comment if you guys have any questions or concerns. Let me know if you guys like the DSi XL, or let me know if I should actually get a PSP, like an older version, and see if it's still, cool, if I should, recommend it or something. I'll make a video of that as well. Subscribe to this channel because that definitely means a ton. That really helps us grow. We're at like over 2,000 subscribers right now. I'm trying to get to like 10,000 before the year ends. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but we'll see. I'll probably do another giveaway soon. Maybe when I hit 2,500 or 3,000, who knows. Add me on Snapchat, like I said before. That's Simple Alpaca, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.